On the morning of October 7, 2022, Timothy Marion Haslett Jr., 39 years old, of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, was arrested on rape, kidnapping, and assault charges.
An Excelsior Springs man has been arrested and charged with kidnapping, rape, and assault. The Clay County prosecutor filed those charges tonight against Timothy Haslett Jr. Now we're showing his mugshot due to the serious nature of the crimes and the ongoing investigation. That's all going down at the house where he lived on Old Orchard Street. Reporter Dan Cohen was at that scene, which stayed lit and active well after the sun set over Excelsior Springs just a few hours ago.
Police have brought in floodlights to continue searching this home in Excelsior Springs. It's the start of what officers say will be a long investigation.
This is going to be a multi-day process. This crime scene is going to remain in place for multiple days.
What's already been a long day at the corner of Old Orchard and Hickory will be long days for police with a growing scope of their investigation.
We continue to find more and more stuff. The dog that was out here earlier that many of you saw, that's a cadaver dog.
Police won't confirm the findings of that cadaver dog, but neighbors like Missy Hancock want answers to a lot of lingering questions.
I would like to know what's in the house, if there's any other victims, what's going on, what's going to happen with the house. Is the woman okay that was there this morning?
That woman, who fled the alleged kidnapping and sexual assault, is recovering at a local hospital. Missy told us that she had a few interactions with the man who lived at this house.
I mean, my neighbors are fabulous. I love them, but the dude across the street has always been a little sketchy. A little mountain manish, little to himself.
Police say this neighborhood is safe tonight and praise those who lived here that rushed into action this morning.
Excelsior Springs community steps up, they help each other, and I mean, it was apparent at 8 o'clock in the morning before she went to work, she was willing to let a stranger into her house.
Excelsior Springs is receiving assistance from Kansas City crime scene investigators, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and other local agencies. All of them will be back in the morning. In Excelsior Springs, Dan Cohen, KSHB 41 News.
On Monday, the 10th of October, crews boarded up the windows of Haslett's home and placed fencing around the property off Old Orchard Avenue near Don Shelton Boulevard. Investigators examined items on Monday recovered from the search warrant of the home where Haslett held a woman captive allegedly for weeks. On Tuesday, October 11, 2022, Timothy Haslett Jr. appeared in the courtroom via video, which was held at Rooney Justice Center in Liberty, Missouri. Haslett Jr. was quiet and stood with his hands behind his back while the 3 charges were filed against him. Count 1 was rape in the first degree, punishable by imprisonment for a term of 5 years to life in prison. Count 2 was kidnapping in the first degree, with a punishment of imprisonment for a term of 5 to 15 years. The third count was for allegations of striking the victim repeatedly with a whip and carries a sentence of 1 to 7 years and a $10,000 fine.
A courthouse in Liberty with what police documents reveal. Matt?
Chris Haslett appeared virtually today from the Clay County Jail here at the Clay County Courthouse. A judge read him the charges against him, including the possible punishments he is facing, before entering a not guilty plea on his behalf and then telling Haslett he would be assigning him a public defender in this case. This all comes as we are learning more disturbing details about the case released from court documents today. The bevy of police activity at this home on Old Orchard Road in Excelsior Springs has been replaced today by an eerie calm. The home is fenced off and boarded up as police now begin to examine all the evidence they collected here.
We don't have a timeline. We know it's going to be somewhat of a lengthy investigation.
Police Chief Gregory Dole says he understands the public wants to know more information, but also cautions that it might be a while before that can happen.
We want to make sure that we don't do anything that would compromise the integrity or the outcome of the investigation. We want to see the justice is upheld, not only for the victim in this case, but also for this community. We believe that they deserve that, so we just want to make sure that we get it right.
We did learn more from this probable cause statement today, released in Clay County. In it, the victim, a 22-year-old woman, told police Haslett picked her up on Prospect Avenue in Kansas City in early September and held her captive in a small room in his basement where he sexually assaulted her until she was finally able to escape last Friday when Haslett took his child to school. Police were there when he got back less than an hour later.
We established a perimeter around the house very quickly, and sure enough, the guy came back and we were able to take him into custody without incident.
Chief Dole also telling us today that taking Haslett into custody before he was able to get back inside the house helped preserve that large amount of evidence they collected, that they are now beginning that painstaking process of going through everything. Haslett, by the way, due back in court 1 week from today at 1:30 p.m. next Tuesday for a bond hearing. Live in Liberty this evening, Matt Evans, KBC 9.
It was speculated on social media that Timothy Haslett might be a serial killer because of the kidnapping and death of Cassidy Rainwater in Missouri, and that more victims were connected, but the rumors were false, according to Dallas County Sheriff Scott Rice. Timothy Haslett Jr.'s victim escaped wearing a dog collar and was held captive for weeks since sometime in September. It is unknown if Timothy Haslett has committed crimes of this nature before.